EGM Network.
Wake Up America. This is Bill Crafton. We're back for our 12th podcast and sponsored by Sir Pellin and LLC, selling third-party tax certificates. Basically, I go with the Evergreen Media. There you go, Evergreen Media, right? We never leave home without them. Yeah, with Jesse, because I never leave home without my American Express card, and with Jesse, I won't do a podcast without him. He's absolutely fabulous. Jesse James, we call him.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.
Podcast 12, Wake Up America with Bill Crafton, the Red Sox, 1959. Number 12, Jesse, who was he?
Oh, man, Oil Can Boyd.
It was close enough, but Pumpsie Green.
Okay.
You know what's unique about Pumpsie Green?
No.
He was the first black American on the Boston Red Sox, and the Boston Red Sox happened to be the last team to have a black American on their team.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
He was kind of exceptional. And, you know, what did I say? Jackie Robinson, you familiar with that name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got a tryout in 1942 with the Boston Red Sox. You know why they turned him down?
Yawkey?
No, they give the reason. He wasn't major league material.
Oh, is that what they said?
That's why they turned him down.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got off from a corner. Not major league material.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson.
How'd
right?
that turn out? Yeah.
Unbelievable, right? So, okay, we got to get down to business. We've got a lot to get to today. I do a lot of research, and I try to give you the facts and the truth. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican, and I don't like political parties at all because they divide Americans. As Americans, we all deserve better, okay? And your political parties, members in them, they get rich all the time, and it seems like we get a little poorer, right? And we have a billionaire story coming up, but billionaires don't contribute.
What if you're a billionaire like Trump or Musk? Your Social Security tax would be effectively, on my understanding,
Very, very much smaller.
0.0002.
Yes.
That just doesn't make sense to me. And when the richest people in the country have the smallest effective tax rate, that does not seem to me like a very fair system, especially when we are now 6 years away from retired workers facing this 24% cut in their Social Security benefits.
Okay, 24% cut. Wake Up America. That's really important, you know. No matter where you are, you're contributing 100% today. At some point in time, if you get there, you're going to get a 24% cut as you contribute 100%. So I don't think we're getting treated fair by the politicians in America, right? And we have a little, I'm a big fan of global warming, and I'm going to put up a little video here for a second and just make a comment.
Yeah. Not that we're a big fan of global warming, but
Yeah.
there is evidence
Yeah,
that
that's right
global
there.
warming is happening.
So if you want to see real global warming, look at the podcast. You'll see how hot the planet's gotten.
Yeah.
If it's blue, it's cool, and if it's red, it's super hot. And right now, we're getting super hot. And if we burn more fossil fuels like it's planned to, it's going to get hotter. So it's not good for anybody in the world, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah. So I hope people will share this podcast with their friends, and then maybe we'll wake up a lot of people. What went wrong with Social Security system is what the theme is today. Jesse, you got any ideas about that?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Social Security, the problems with Social Security. There are several we've found. One of the first problems with Social Security is trust fund depletion. So the Old Age and Survivors Insurance, or the OASI Trust Fund, that's projected to be exhausted by 2032 or 2033. So really right around the corner, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Another problem with Social Security, automatic benefit cuts. So once reserves are empty, the program will rely solely on incoming payroll taxes, which are only sufficient to pay roughly 77 to 81% of scheduled benefits. All right. A third problem with Social Security we got coming up is negative cash flow. Negative cash flow. Since 2010, the program has paid out more in benefits than it has collected in taxes. And you don't need to be an economist to know that's bad news.
Yeah. So you know what happened after prior to 2010, we had a 2008 financial crisis, right? And that turned everything upside on its head. And we've never really recovered from it in terms of employment, okay? So, wake up, people. You're paying into the Social Security system. There's lack of funding. in the Social Security system today, and it's going to get smaller as time go on. You know, all hardworking Americans are approaching a crisis with the Social Security. You're paying 100% in, and you're only going to get entitled to 80%, 70% of the benefits. And, you know, this is in Congress's hands. This has been kicking around for 25 plus years that I'm aware of, maybe more. Okay. And I say with Congress, they react when you reach DEFCON 1. What DEFCON 1 means is it's blowing up, or it has blown up, and now we absolutely have to do something. And they start running around like chickens with their head cut off, right?
Yeah.
Remember the financial crisis of 2008. The U.S. taxpayer bailed out Wall Street, okay? They bailed out companies like Bank of America. Their stock went down to $3. Chase Manhattan Bank, Goldman Sachs, $5. AIG went up almost bankrupt, okay? If the Federal Reserve didn't give a whole bunch of money, okay, that at 0.25, which saved AIG, which basically gave that money to Goldman Sachs. It saved Goldman Sachs. You got Merrill Lynch, Wells Fargo, and the list could go on and on. I could spend a half an hour listing off companies that benefited from the American people's tax dollars bailing them out.
Yeah.
Okay, hundreds of billions of dollars, President Obama, he gave to these types of corporations, right? These funds should have gone to the homeowners. You know how many homeowners got put out in the street because funds went to big corporations instead of to the homeowners? Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Just it was incredible. I was over in Collier County and look at the paper all the time. They had all kinds of auctions, basically foreclosures on people's homes. Then they walk up, hand them the keys, and say, "Hey, I just own your property now. You want to rent it?" And they rent them the property, right? It was crazy, right?
Yeah.
These funds could have saved their homes. The American people were getting exploited by President Obama. The savings rate dropped to 0.25%. That's a quarter of 1%. So you have $10,000 in the bank. You know how much money you would earn, Jesse, on $10,000 on an annual basis? You're a math guy, right?
Oh, man, math on the fly.
Yeah, basically $10.
Oh, man.
1 year.
Not
Keep
a
it
lot.
in the bank. 10,000. You get ripped off, America. We got ripped off. We always get ripped off. The big Wall Street guys, though, they get borrowed at 0.25, right? And you know what they did with it? They didn't help us put it out for loans like they were supposed to.
No.
They put it in the stock market. They bought bonds and stuff like that, getting 5% return on a loan of 0.25. They made a ton of money.
Yeah.
Way to recover the banks, I guess. You know, in Social Security, we always pay 100%. So years from now, right, got a big cut, 24%. And with that estimated cut, new technologies, artificial intelligence is not factored into that at all. And when artificial intelligence hits people, we're in trouble, okay? I'm not in trouble. I'm too old to be in trouble. But if you're a working person, you're in trouble. Wake up. You got to wake up and you smell the roses, so to speak. As soon as that hits, there's going to be all kinds of cuts. And you see it today now. High-tech companies are cutting. I think, what was it? Amazon just cut 10,000 jobs right now, so they got another 10,000 jobs. They're just peeling them away. It's all AI. AI's taking over.
Yeah, all amidst record profits, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the profits are great.
Yeah.
Stocks going up. Billions are getting richer, right?
Yeah.
The American people are being set up enough fund here, and you keep playing money into it, and you're set up to lose. We need additional funding going into the Social Security system. That's what we need. Now, what's the cause of this problem, Jesse?
Well, the cause is the demographic shift. We're getting older. The ratio of workers to retirees has plummeted. In 1950, there were 16 and a half workers per retiree. Today, that ratio is only 2.7 workers per retiree, and it's expected to fall even more as baby boomers retire and with an expected birth rate drop in the future. And like you said, Bill, at this time, there's no estimate on the impact of AI. AI could make it so much worse.
Yeah, that'll be pretty significant. But if you think back, see, I was around in the 50s, so I know what was going on. In the 50s, the funding worked great. Okay, there was a lot of people working in manual jobs. My father worked in a warehouse, right, for like 16, 17 years before he got laid off, right? There was no major technology impact that eliminated jobs. The number of Americans get through Social Security versus the number retired has dramatically fallen, as Jesse has just demonstrated to you, right? 2.7. That doesn't work anymore, folks. It's terrible. And our politicians, what do? They're going to kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
You know, if we look at technology today, you walk into a retail banking, right? You don't even have to go to the bank anymore. You can do that at your house. A lot of people do it on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Online shopping, Amazon, whatever, right? You key in stuff, right? It shows up at your door. Grocery shopping. I go to the family neighborhood Walmart store. It's a great store, you know, competitive prices and everything. But they have that automatic checkout stuff. They scan the stuff. You throw some cash in the machine, and it gives you the change back. You know, so it's like, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse. When did Social Security start, and what was its purpose, Jess?
All right. Well, Social Security was established in 1935 by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR. It was established to provide for the general welfare by establishing a system of federal old age benefits and unemployment compensation. Okay, so the original scope is primarily provided to provide retirement benefits for workers over 65, with survivor benefits and disability coverage added later in 1935 and 1956.
Okay, the world in the 1930s is totally different from the world we live in today.
Yeah.
The upcoming changes, artificial intelligence brings our world. It will devastate the Social Security system. The funding method for the 1930s economy does not work in 2026. And Jesse, you want to skip out for a word or two?
Sure, yeah. We could take a commercial, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after about a minute of commercials, and this is Wake Up America with Bill Crafton.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
They're coming! The Blue Angels will roar over the skies of Vero at the Vero Beach Air Show, presented by Piper Aircraft, Inc. See, hear, and feel the power of the Blue Angels, the MiG-17, and the McCart Jet Motorsports Home Wrecker Jet Truck, Saturday and Sunday. Experience the dazzling fireworks extravaganza on Friday night, the Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th, presented by Piper Aircraft, Inc. Get tickets online at VeroAirShow.com.
Hey, we're back, and I happen to have a clip with the President of the United States and what he thinks about Medicare and Medicaid. So, Jesse, do you have that?
Yes.
Did President Trump just hand Democrats a big gift for the midterms? As if escalating frustration over spiking gas prices and a souring economy aren't enough, here he is, making clear what are not on his list of priorities.
We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection. We have to guard the country. But all these little things, all these little scams that have taken place, you have to let states take care of them.
Okay, it appears that the president has lost his interest in helping out American people, at least the hardworking Americans, okay? I want to point something out here, and I'm going to play it again so you can listen closely. Toward the end of the clip here, the president makes reference to Medicare and Medicaid as a scam. And I think that's absolutely disgusting. Just play that clip again.
Sure.
Did President Trump just hand Democrats a big gift for the midterms? As if escalating frustration over spiking gas prices and a souring economy aren't enough, here he is, making clear what are not on his list of priorities.
We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection. We have to guard the country. But all these little things, all these little scams that have taken place.
The scams. Hear that, folks? The scams, right? That's our president calling this stuff scams. It's people depend on it, survive off of. Yeah. Scams. I just can't believe it. My comment is my mother and my father relied on these programs when they got older. My father lost his job when he was about 55, couldn't find another job. So he was heavily relied on these types of things that were available in the country. And they were able to live out their life in dignity, okay? So when they passed away, they didn't pass away, homeless or whatever. They were able to afford to get by week to week. So this stuff is very, very important, especially for the folks that don't have a whole lot of money. It's incredibly, call them scams. I can't believe it. I'm going to move on to what are some of the inherent problems with Social Security system, Jess?
Yeah, well, one problem with the Social Security system that we're having right now is beneficiaries. They're living longer. They're collecting benefits for more years. And that creates a problem because the original system was designed to support, a certain number of workers or beneficiaries retiring out. And now that beneficiary pool has just expanded wider than we ever thought it would. The second problem with Social Security right now is a smaller share of the national earnings is subject to payroll taxes due to rising wage inequality. So the highest earners, they're earning more and more, and they're only paying taxes on income up to a specific cap. That's $184,000 in 2026.
Yeah. Hey, billionaires don't pay any of this stuff. You know what they do? They got this paper called stock. And the values go up in companies they own, and then they give the stock to a bank, and a bank gives them cash on a loan. And basically, they don't. Some of these people, like Elon Musk, he takes a salary, right? So he's not contributing at all, zero contribution. So for 25 years, we've known this is a problem. The billionaires on Wall Street will be and should be the source for additional funding to Medicare, Social Security, those programs. The American taxpayer, meaning you and me, in 2008, we bailed out Wall Street, plus all those billionaire dollar companies that exist today.
Yeah.
The current payroll deduction should be frozen in place. What I say to our congressman, read my lips. No new taxes on working Americans, and that includes Social Security. As working Americans, we pay enough taxes, and that is for sure. I'm going to move on to what's the congressional potential legislative solutions.
Well, if Congress decided they...
Look out for this one, folks.
Yeah. If Congress decides they do want to act, right? Well, it would require them to get off their butts, get into Congress, get into the office. And addressing the gap will require difficult trade-offs that Congress has just not yet agreed upon, right? Increasing revenue, raising the current 12.4% payroll tax rate, or eliminating the taxable maximum cap so higher earners pay more.
Billionaires don't contribute, so that's not going to help.
Right. Reducing costs. They could raise the full retirement age beyond 67, or changing how cost of living adjustments are calculated to grow more slowly. Now you're asking people to work longer if you do that.
That's right.
Yeah. Administrative issues. The agency faces staffing shortages and service delays, complicating and processing of complex claims for vulnerable populations.
Okay, basically, those three resolutions proposed by Congress, Democrats and Republicans, by the way, they all have a little kick in on that. They just want to kick the can down the road. Okay, they're not solving the problem. The problem is we need more funds going into Social Security. When I say Social Security, I mean Medicare and Medicaid. So Social Security covers all that. Decreases benefits over time. you lose, right? Your health insurance is going to decrease. It's going up all the time, right? Not going to go down. They're not decreasing health insurance. All Americans lose when they propose increasing tax on FICA. Let's remember, billionaires do not pay anything there, which I said before. They live off borrowed funds. They're living a pretty good life in America. They're oligarchs, you can call them, I guess, if they were in Russia, right? Politicians want to change the cost of living. So basically, they're going to, every month, when you should have got a cost of living raise every year, you're going to get a little bit less. So that means it's going to cost you more. My wife and I are Social Security to pay for Medicare insurance right now in 2026 is over $400 a month, a little over $5,000 a year. Luckily, I'm in a position where I can pay it. You know, I mean, I'm not going to have to say, well, geez, I got to go without medical coverage. You know, so I'm able to keep my medical coverage. So remember, your buying power is going to go down if any of these things are passed. Okay, you're going to one way or they're going to take more off you, or they got to cut back on what they give you. So either way, or all of them, or you're going to lose. So as American taxpayers, we're going to lose again. I have a few closing comments here, just if I can rattle them off a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to fly around the moon and then on the Mars, right? And I just saw something. $20 billion is allocated by the guy in charge of NASA, which I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, $20 billion, we're going to build a little laboratory on the surface of the moon. That's the goal. And they got a whole bunch of people running around and working on the moon, right? And guess what? Your Social Security benefits are going to get cut. So I ask you, what's wrong with this picture? I think the government needs to put the American people first, and they're not doing that. Contact members of Congress. Let them know how you feel. Let them know if you think the moon project, $20 billion, and that's just an upside. You know, $20 billion is going to cost a heck of a lot more in 5 years. Let us know what it's worth. Flying around a ship, flying around Mars. We do that with robots today. We don't need people flying around Mars. As Americans, we deserve better. Share the podcast with your friends. Thank you. And a few more last-minute contacts. National debt, $40 trillion.
40 trillion national debt.
And it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Our president promised in 8 years he could wipe that out to zero. He's going the wrong way with that, folks.
He's only increased it.
And I probably shouldn't bring this up, but I have a solution for the Mideast problem.
Okay.
No nukes anywhere in the Mideast. Take all the nuclear weapons and remove them, and guess what? The problem goes away. The next thing you do, you take all the missiles and your long-range missiles, and you remove them, and that problem goes away. Okay, we can have a very peaceful Middle East without the United States jumping in, trying to serve somebody else's purpose there, blowing up a bunch of innocent people, which is absolutely horrendous. And everybody knows how I feel about what happened to the Jews in Germany. I feel the same way what's happened to the Palestinian people. It's absolutely unbelievable. Okay, let me see here. One last thing, Jesse.
Sure.
Future. I will bring you to light a number of ways new funding methods may be applied to Social Security. A lot of detail about what's going on in the financial markets. And that's basically going to be about it, Jess.
All right. Very good. Well, like Bill says, please share this show. Please share this podcast. And also, thank you for watching on YouTube at Wake Up America. That's on YouTube. And we are also on the radio here locally on 107.9 FM, 1370 AM. And that's Saturdays at 2 p.m. So if you're driving around listening to the radio, tune in. The YouTube is at Wake Up America with Bill Crafton. All right, Bill, thanks a lot.
Jesse does it again. I'll tell you, I keep throwing stuff at him, man. I come in here like it's a professional organization to the nth degree. They are absolutely the best. So if you're ever going to do anything with anybody, if you want to get on a podcast, come down and talk to these folks. Nice people. And, you know, there's nothing like doing business. They're really, really nice people. Okay, Jess?
All right, thanks, Bill. Likewise. All right, take care, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.